All right, here we are with the second presentation of Module 5, and here we talk about elasticity of demand. And what elasticity of demand is when a price changes with a product, will the people still buy it, basically? So there are some products where if you raise the price of a product, people will absolutely stop buying them. As an example, if you raise the price of a stapler from $5 to $100, they will stop buying it. Or if you change the price of insulin, let's say from $5 to $100, people will still buy it because they need it to survive. So that's kind of the idea of elasticity. Let's get started. There's two ways to tell if something is elastic or not. One is the characteristic of the product, and the second one is mathematically, and we will look at each one of these individually. So first, let's look at the characteristics. All right, first, when you look at a product, and some products bleed, I guess, a little bit from one characteristic to another. So it's not always set in stone. So we try to use extreme examples to understand elasticity. Now, obviously, what you'll find is you want to be the guy who is selling a product that is very inelastic. So people will buy it no matter what you do with the price. So one characteristic is the availability of substitutes. So is there another substitute available? So as an extreme example, if you are diabetic and you live in a small town and there's only one drugstore in that town, and if they raise the price of insulin, you are obviously still going to buy it. So we say that is inelastic. In other words, the how much you buy will not change based on the price. And on the opposite end, if they lower the price, it's not going to be like, ooh, give me some extra. I'm going to take double today. You have a certain amount you need, and that's what you're going to buy no matter what the price is. So we consider that very, very inelastic because there are no substitutes. Compared to insulin at CVS, at the Center Grove CVS down the corner where there's a Walgreens, another CVS, there's Kroger, there's all kinds of places that have pharmacies. There it would be very elastic because you can head down the street and get it somewhere else. A second characteristic to look at is the relative importance compared to the percentage of income. As an example, a vacation to Hawaii is going to be very elastic. We saw travel really go down in 2008 when people didn't have as much money and people were losing jobs and so forth. So that would be very elastic. Now, a shoelace would be very inelastic because it's only a couple bucks. Okay, so they double the price to $4. If your shoelace is broke, you're going to go ahead and pay double the price. So since it's a very, very small percentage of your income, you're going to go ahead and pay for it because it's just not that big of a deal. And it's somewhat important. It's really important compared to the price of it. So we consider a luxury. Moving on, it kind of ties into need and luxury here. Milk we generally consider a need, especially if you have small children at home. You want to keep them healthy, so milk is considered a luxury. Milk would be a need. Steak would be a luxury. So small kids at home, you're going to buy that milk no matter what happens to the price. So we consider milk to be inelastic typically, whereas steak would be elastic. If the price goes up a bit, you are probably going to buy less of it. However, if they put it on sale, they are really, really going to sell a whole bunch of it. The other thing to consider is elasticity over time. If you would have woken up this morning and gas would have been $6 a gallon, well, you probably would have, if you were low on gas, you had to buy it. I know I was low on gas, had to buy gas this morning. I didn't care what the price was. I had to get to school, so I had to buy some gas. Now, if gas stays at $5, $6 a gallon, whatever, over the next year, I'm going to figure out a way to maybe carpool with somebody. Maybe I'll catch the school bus that goes by my house and ride the school bus with some of you guys on to school every day. But you don't have time to plan for that between today and tomorrow. So therefore, gas in the short run is very inelastic. Gas over the long run is very elastic because you can have time to adjust. You can go buy a bike, figure out a different way to get there. All right, let's go on to mathematically. Now, mathematically, you can figure out if something is elastic or inelastic based on the total revenue test. And what you do is you do a little bit of math, and I've got a couple of examples coming up here on the next slides. But if prices go up and the total revenue for the business owner goes up, it's inelastic. If he raises the price, the business owner raises the price, and he brings in less money, then it's very elastic. All right, so here's an example of toilet paper again back at the small town. And let's say the price of toilet paper is $5 and then it is raised to $8. Well, at $5, they sold 100 packages of this toilet paper, and as a result, the business owner brought in $500. Well, let's say the business owner raises the prices of the toilet paper to $8 and only sells 90. Yes, we did buy less, but look at what happened to total revenue. Total revenue went up from 500 to 720. In this example, we say that it is inelastic because the total revenue increased. All right, now let's look at Charmin at Meijer. This would be an example of elastic product. Here, we changed the price from $5 to $8, and at a price of $5, they sold 100, and so they had a total revenue of 500. And they said, well, man, the guy in the small town, he raised his price and brought in all kinds of money, so we're going to do the same thing. So they raised their price of Charmin from $5 to $8, but they only sold 30. Well, why? Well, you go back to those characteristics. There's lots of places to buy toilet paper. Meijer has other brands of toilet paper, but for some reason, people still are very loyal to Charmin, and as a result, they sold 30 packages of Charmin at $8. But look at what happened to total revenue. Total revenue went down to $240. So therefore, we say that that is elastic.